Welcome to Sir Lancelot's Real Estate Roundtable, your guide to mastering the realm of real estate in Central East Florida. I am Sir Lancelot Leonard, ready to uncover the secrets of seller strategies, home staging, mortgage mastery, and more. From Daytona Beach to Cocoa Beach, Lake County to St. Augustine, join me as we navigate the intricacies of real estate. As the leader of the Sir Lancelot Group at Florida Homes Realty and Mortgage, I'm here to arm you with knowledge and innovation, whether you're a seasoned homeowner or a first-time buyer, unveiling the kingdom of real estate, one roundtable at a time. Welcome back to the Real Estate Roundtable, where the market mover trends shift and design meets strategy Welcome back to the Real Estate Roundtable, where the market movers trend shift and design meets strategy. I'm your host, Lancelot Leonard, and today we're diving into the world where style meets ROI. Joining us is Allegra Muzzillo, the founder of ACM Interiors, a top-tier interior designer who's redefining what it means to design for profit, not just aesthetics. With a background in media and a sharp eye for what renters actually want, Allegra specializes in creating spaces that rent faster, book better, and sell higher. If you're an investor, agent, or homeowner wondering how to squeeze every bit of value from your property, this is the episode you can't afford to miss. Allegra, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Lancelot. Thanks for having me.
So let's start from the beginning. You weren't always a design person. Can you tell us what pulled you into the world of interior and how ACM Interiors came to life?
Sure. Yeah. So I spent a lot of time in New York City before moving to the Florida Keys. And when I was in New York, I was in magazine publishing and I was a writer and an editor, and I had always been interested in design. And so I would write those types of articles and worked for some design magazines there as well. And that kind of got me really interested in the design world and how it worked. It got my feet wet in a sense. And then I segued out of magazines and started my own business selling vintage furniture and home decor. And from that kind of was born my career in design. And I did that for a number of years. And then a couple of years ago, we moved down to the beautiful Florida Keys and we haven't looked back. And now I manage a couple properties and own a couple of properties. But all of that time in New York as well, I had been doing Airbnb. And so I've been a super host all this time up to now, including now. And so I've learned a lot about what it takes to, yes, as you said, squeeze out every last morsel that you can get out of your property and really make it shine in such a saturated market.
Awesome. Did you always know you'd be helping people turn rentals into revenue machines?
No, I did not know. It just was an organic flow for me. It just became something that when you're into something, when you're interested in something, it doesn't feel too much like work. And when you know it's natural, in a sense, it's just been this natural, organic progression for me. But no, I did not know. I did not know.
I think that's the best way, by the way, because then you're like doing it for fun and you're doing it out of joy and all that. So natural is always better than I'm going to plan to be this person when I grew up. Like I didn't plan to be what I am right now. It's just one thing after the other. And I'm like, this is awesome. I like doing what I do. You know? What was the aha moment when you realized that great design didn't just look good, it actually made people more money?
I think it's really, I don't know that there was one aha moment, but I think it's really about how people live. And that interests me, their lifestyle, how their homes can work for them. And in the sense of hospitality, that's something I had to learn, but now I'm really up on that. I think basically if you're going to run a vacation rental, it's all about hospitality and making the guest happy. That's all it is. It's that and it's photography.
Good photography for sure.
Yeah,
But design, I know for a fact as an agent that sold a couple hundred homes already in my career, that houses, when you walk in and it has small design elements, not just the whole house is designed, but small
Mhm.
design elements, a little tweak here, a different kind of light fixture over there, doorknobs match, et cetera, et cetera. That just makes so much more of a different experience when you walk in through the house. Like the faucet is matte black, the doorknob's all matte black, and the front doorknob is matte black, not gold, silver, boom, different
Right.
chrome, all sorts of colors all over the place. You're like, oh wow, this flows really nicely.
Yeah,
And I think that that does add a lot of value to a home.
absolutely. Those details people do notice. And it's a lot like when you walk into a hotel, you notice those things. I have a nice faucet, I have a nice tub, I have a nice shower enclosure. It's new, it's fresh, it's clean, and it's stylish. It's not dated and things like that. Yes, everybody notices. And of course, I notice those things and I get excited about those things too.
All the time when we travel, that's one of the first things. Oh, look at how nice room we got. And my daughter does that too now. She's like, oh, look, daddy, we have two beds and it's awesome. And it's how look at the view and look at the bathroom. Oh, wow, look at this cool design. And I'm like, oh, I love it that she's noticing these things. Yeah, it's all real estate's rubbing down on her.
That's excellent.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
How
yeah.
old is she?
She is 6 years old, going on seven next January. She's in a gifted class, super
Hmm.
smart kid. I love it to death. We just built a couple planters for Mother's Day. It was for mom and also for her school project. We built a 4x2, 2 foot tall. We raised it to 2 feet. She helped me screw in the screws, go shopping for the materials, and design it. And we drew it down. We did a really good sketch of it, how it's going to look like. And then she helped me paint it and then fill it with rocks and then the earth and then plant the plant. So she was there with me throughout the whole process. And I'm not kidding you. It took us maybe together with her little help from start to finish with the shopping 4 hours to do one of them.
Oh,
That's not bad.
wow.
I'm like, God.
We'll have to keep going.
Yeah, we have two now. Actually, I built another one after the fact, but it's awesome. And she helped me pick out the varnish, what color for the sealant and everything for the exterior and interior of the pots. And it's great. It's great.
Good.
My wife loves it. She's like, oh, thank you for the Mother's Day gift. Oh, that's cool. Combine two at once, school project and Mother's Day, and you got it knocked out. She can now grow her cucumbers and whatnot. She's super happy about it. And I'm proud, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Proud daddy. Let's
Yeah.
talk Florida. You
Okay.
carved a niche in designing with vacationers in mind. What do guests want when they come here? And what are most property owners getting wrong when they're doing their homes?
Yeah. So something I see, first of all, when guests come to Florida, to answer your question, they want fun, sand, and sun. They want to be outside. They want to enjoy the weather. That's just one of the huge things about Florida and coming here. And people want their spaces to look like they're in Florida. They don't want it to look like you're up in the hills or on the ranch or in a football stadium. They want Florida. So ways to kind of design for Florida and to give guests a sense of place, which your Airbnb or vacation rental property absolutely needs. Wherever you are, it needs to have a sense of place. And that's part of the way you market it. That's why people come. So things that I would tell people to do in order to design for sense of place is to visit the flea market, visit the farmers market, visit a lot of Florida places, cities have first night out where you walk around and see all the art galleries that are open and all the local businesses that sell maybe honey or things made here, even wine made in Florida. I'm sure someone does that. But that's how you get to know your local artisans, and then you get their card, then you visit their website, then you go to the gallery. You really want to buy artwork with local flavor. And also, when you provide guests with those little luxurious things that they might not expect, little moments of joy, that's a great way to do it too. A bowl full of tropical fruit from the farmer's market. And here, farmers markets are not just farmers markets. People set up, and a lot of art people set up. A lot of artists, artisans, from cutting boards to macrame planter hangers and things like that. You really just need to go out in your town and just see what's what, see who's offering what and what appeals to you. And that's a great way to bring Florida into your interior. too many times I see people with furniture that obviously was part of their furnishings in their residence, and now they don't need them in their main residence anymore, whether it's tired, it's old, or it just doesn't go anymore. And then they put it into their rental along with a big, say it's a big fat leather chair that would look better in Minnesota, right? But it's here and it's dark and it's huge and it's next to a white wicker table. And well, I know when people sell their homes, they do this. I see this. I could just pull up something right now to show you. People actually do that. And that is not a design and that is not appealing and it's not going to impress anyone. And no one's going to click on your listing.
Oh, for sure. Me and my wife were big travelers, so we go through I don't know how many hundreds and thousands of B&Bs to find. Oh, I like this one. This is what we want to do because let's say we're going to the mountains. We want a cabin lodge. We want it to feel like a cabin lodge. Like it's good. Have to have that wood, that feeling of a mountain. And then I don't want a beach look my cabin. I totally get that. Whitewash wood or the beach wash pieces of wood. You can walk on the beach and find them for God's sakes and just hang it on the wall and it's free.
And a great thing that you just reminded me of, and goes for your listing photos.
Driftwood.
This
Oh,
goes driftwood, exactly. And this goes for when you're offering your property to others and when they come in, and also in the listings photos, you can go out anywhere in Florida along the side of the road and see overgrown palm trees. Take your clippers, take your pruners, clip some of those and have those in a vase when your guests come in. And boom, free, beautiful, sculptural. It's just such an easy thing to do. And it's another little moment of joy that you can provide for your guests.
oh, I
And
love that.
yeah, it costs you nothing. It makes photos pop and it makes guests happy.
Oh, green always does, by the way. I've noticed that every time you have something green, like it just elevates the picture to
Yeah,
a different level because you have all this Florida look. So it's like a whiter, not super dark colors and stuff. Like you gotta have light colors mostly, I think, in
great
Florida.
thumbs up.
And
Yeah,
you put something green next to it with a contrast, boom, like that green pops in every picture. And
yeah,
same thing when you're like preparing for a listing, you know? You want to put your little green stuff out on your counters and in your bathrooms and stuff
bathroom.
like that. No?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then what else? Another thing you could do is in your guidebook or your manual to the house, which you
Yeah.
should always have a house manual. Hotels have a manual you for all the numbers you might need. You should have it too. You can educate guests about stuff going on in the local area. Hey, Tom over here does a kayak trip and here's how it works and here's his number. And you can go boating or you can do a cooking class if you'd like and learn how to cook the local fare. Here it's Cuban fare. That's really popular.
Yeah.
So that's just another way to convey that sense of place.
Oh, for sure. And if you live in a touristy area, you could include the coupons for,
Absolutely.
boat rides or whatnot. In our area, that's really popular. Jet ski tours, boat tours, kayaking tours, airboat tours for the Everglades, et cetera, et cetera. They always have coupons and
Love it.
stuff like that. Just add it into your little book or bring some and just put it out that they can use these coupons. Every hotel has them. You go to
Yes,
Holiday Inn, they have a wall full of coupons every single time you go.
absolutely. And it's just it gets guests like excited and pumped and they want to go out and just experience their your town and when they're happy they'll leave you good reviews and that puts you higher in the algorithm.
For sure, for sure. I love that. And what are most property owners getting wrong when they're doing something? You
I
talked about the chair. That's one thing. Using old furniture.
Right. So there's that so the things that would really move the needle as far as upgrades with rental income, there's two things you need to keep in mind. One is you need great photography, as we touched on. That is first and foremost. So any change that will help your photographs look better to guests, you should do. And I can get into those. And then also guests crave things that make their stay easier. So adding the little things like extra chargers and umbrellas for the rain and things like that. Those things go toward making the guest happy. And again, listings with better reviews are rewarded with more exposure. in the in Airbnb's algorithm, in Verbo's, in all of them basically. And so just to circle back to that, crisp white bedding, always white, never patterned sheets. And this is what I tell people to do. Go ahead and do a Google image search of hotel bed. If you don't know how to dress your bed, you will find you'll see all the images and all of them are white. And you can even buy hotel bedding, but I wouldn't go that far unless you were really had a high-end place that you really wanted to impress and you were getting really top dollar for. But anyway, just mimic those. Mimic that picture. Print the picture out and go get white sheets on Amazon or wherever you're going to do. Get those nice, fluffy, white always towels. Because think about it. If you went to a hotel and you saw all black bedding, you'd be like, is this clean? I don't even know. Like, I'd probably want to look and see, are there stains here? But white, it's unforgiving. You can see everything with white, and people want clean bedding, clean towels. They want to feel like they're in a hotel.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Black bedding. Did we check into the right hotel?
Yeah. Yeah.
Between you and me.
Yeah. And another thing, this is incredible. Florida, and as we said, everyone wants to be outside. So any type of outdoor area that you have that you can consider your own, whether it's a patch of grass or a little patio or a balcony, that's an amenity. Okay. And also listings with amenities do better, with sought after amenities rather, they do better in the algorithm as well. Airbnb favors those properties
That's
and will
great.
show people your listings more. Basically, a grill, clean your grill, and make it a gas grill. Make things easy. Have a propane tank, have your clean grill, have your clean grill tools on hand. If you have a balcony, put a little runner, put a little outdoor rug on it and a chair. That becomes a place where a guest could have coffee and see the view, especially if you don't have that water view, that beach, that ocean vista. You want to make your property stand out in any way that you can. And it's not expensive. You could do that in a weekend. You can make a little outdoor area, trim the hedges, trim, weed, just make everything look polished
I
so that,
love that.
yeah, so that people want to spend time out there and and actually interact with your place in a way that maybe they couldn't in a hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, out of all the things you mentioned, what are the top three upgrades that can boost nightly rates without breaking the bank?
The bedding for sure.
Okay.
Get that in check. The outdoor area, look for your amenities, really focus on those. And then the other thing we touched on is to strive for cohesion among your furnishings. Nothing has to be the same, but it can't look like a mishmash of grandma's
Super
settee
eclectic or whatever.
with a big, huge break front that's from the 80s and ceiling fans that are also from the 80s and that style. Update those ceiling fans. Those are huge down here. Everyone has fans down here. But if they're dusty, if they're malfunctioning, if they're noisy, get rid of them. They don't do anything for you and they'll just bring your photos down. Also, other changes, fix the broken tiles and grout lines in your bathrooms. Countertops are huge. Do not just replace a tile countertop. If your place has a tile countertop,
Oh my God.
it's hard to clean, it's bumpy, it's uneven, and that grout just gets dirty and it's not good.
Super out of fashion.
Fashion, it's super dated. I hate tile countertops.
Oh, me too.
You can replace those with Busher block. That's very affordable. You can go with engineered quartz. They come in very light colors. Again, I would suggest a light color, not that dark granite. Granite comes in lighter colors, but those browns and those blacks, granites that have been popular in the 90s and things, those are out. They're so
Wow.
out.
Everything light.
Yeah, and those glass tile backsplashes that you see in a lot of kitchens, they're dated and they will date your space. If they're not dated now, they're going to.
What do you think
Those
about
colored,
subway tiles? Like, would that still be, is that a forever feeling?
absolutely. Subway tile is classic, and you can even find subway tile. I I've
Sticking glue or subway tiles you can find too.
yeah, you could if you're in the DIY, if you're
Yeah.
comfortable in DIY. I wouldn't do it because I'm not comfortable, but you can even find handmade tiles at home, subway tile at Home Depot that has that look of Zellage Moroccan tile. It's beautiful, it's simple, it's cheap. It just will uplift the whole look of your bathroom or kitchen. Absolutely. They come in square, they come in subway. You can even make a pattern, although that kind of gets weird. That's a little dated too, like the herringbone and things.
Oh yeah,
Really, I would just stick with a classic
clean look.
clean lines. You can't go wrong. And
Awesome.
yeah, that'll last for years. Yeah. So yeah, those and oh, huge paint color.
Yeah.
Keep it neutral. Paint, and if you're in question, paint everything one color. All the rooms one color. Kitchen, bathroom. You'll save money in paint and supplies. Also, it's easier for someone when you do go sell the place, if you do, it's easier
To
to
repaint.
cover up, change a light color than it is a dark color.
Lights, do you recommend pastels or?
So pastels, when you say pastel, I go back to Millennium Pink. Remember when that was a thing?
No, I was
Millennium
thinking like
lighter.
not beige, but between white and beige. I don't know
Yes.
what you would call that.
There's
Like
so many different versions of white that you can use.
yeah,
One with silver undertone, blue undertones, pink undertones, but it's still white. So
yeah,
it catches the light differently depending on the time of day and things, but always a neutral color. When you're in doubt, just paint everything the same. Just do the same. It's
awesome.
easy.
You
Yeah.
wouldn't go curacao on the place.
Well,
Curacao, have you been to?
no, no, I haven't been to
It's like every
Curacao.
house is a different color, but they're all like these poppy colors.
Okay. But that's the exterior, right?
Yeah, that's
Interior,
exterior.
it's a little,
Whoa, what's
yeah,
going on here?
right. You want to go into a bed, you want it to be serene and comfortable, and you want to relax. And you can't do that in a bright red room or a bright turquoise room. It's
No, it's not comfortable. It's not relaxing. You want to feel relaxed when you go on a vacation. Maybe the game room you could play around with. No,
yeah,
make that
so
little poppy
yeah,
if you wanted.
wall coverings.
Yeah.
A lot of people are still doing accent walls. I think in the right application, you could do it, but I don't suggest just willy-nilly doing an accent wall. I think there needs to be a plan. Really need to have a plan.
Are slats still in or out?
You mean
The the way I did
the
my
games
slat,
and the shiplap?
not shiplap slats, as in they still sell them at Home Depot, like the full sheets of 4x8, but it's like a 1.5 inch by half-inch pieces of wood, the half-inch gap in between them,
Oh,
vertical or horizontal or with a shape in them.
oh, I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm having trouble envisioning what that is. What?
Oh, let me try to find you a picture.
Yeah, but like wainscoting is okay, depending. Shiplap is okay, depending. But again, that's dated, and we're not in a farmhouse. We're in Florida.
Something like this. See
Oh,
that?
yeah, that's pretty. That's interesting. Oh, on a
So
door? I could see that on a door, or
that was on a wall in my house. That's on a wall in my house. I did that I got that select pine and then varnished it with special walnut because we have a lot of walnut colored furniture. It was really in a few years ago. So we got a lot of walnut colored furniture. And we did that with the walnut. And then we did that
well,
version. And I did two more, trying to find the pictures for you quickly here in my phone. I don't have them on a computer, so I can't really share the screen for that, but here they are. So I did this too. This was pretty neat.
oh, nice. That's an accent.
Yeah. So basically, put them all together, and then the top is 4 foot, and the bottom's like a foot or something like that. And I did this like wave in it.
Yeah.
Cut the wood like that. We did
What that
this.
says is it brings the eye up.
Did
It
this
brings
behind
the
the
eye up.
bed
Yes, pretty.
all the way to the top. We did blue behind this, like this deep blue, like you see behind me in the wall. That's in the bedroom. So it makes it feel somewhat like a spa feel. So, oh God, it's time to rest. I like wood in the bedroom because it's warm and it
Warm.
makes you feel like fuzzy. I want to just sleep. I don't know. Just asking if these are still in.
I think also getting too bogged down with what's in and what's out. We do want to have what we like, but we really do have to design for the masses when it
Yes,
comes.
you want a look that will last, a forever look. Like I would say blonde flooring is usually in wood is one of the things that are going to stay in the blondish, like wood looking still. LVP's in, and I like LVP and I like working with it. It's durable and lasts a good time. And the good quality LVPs have
Yes.
that cushion. So it feels like you're actually walking on wood.
Yeah.
With the cork bottoms, instead of the plastic bottoms. Those are like, oh my God, this is like awesome.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Just saying, I've read it in design books and stuff like that, that blonde is a forever look. I'm not saying like blonde hair,
Lighter look.
lighter look. Yeah.
And gray, sometimes gray wash can be really nice in a coastal home in terms of floors or cabinetry. Yeah, you really want to think in terms of the guest. Don't offend their senses. Don't make them think when they walk in, oh my God, what is that? Like you just you
Super
just
neutral. Yeah. Yeah. I like that.
yeah.
You said that designing for guests is very different than designing for owners. Can you explain that shift in mindset?
Yes, of course. So, like when you showed me your accent walls, that's personal to you. Would you want to spend the money, for example, on doing something like that in your rental? Maybe not. You don't have to. Designing for your guest is going to be taking your personality out of it. And similarly to when you go and sell a home, when you want to show your home, you don't want all the sports stuff around because I could be your mortal enemy if I don't
Yeah.
know. And so that could psychologically, even little things like that can just turn a person off. They may not even clock it. It just may just happen. So when they see that in the listing,
I'll-
you only have 5 seconds to impress them. Really, if someone sees your listing, they will decide within 5 seconds whether to click on buy or to click into it. And it's crucial. It's crucial to grab them in those 5 seconds. So skip overly personal decor. And a lot of times people in their own homes will go with the Wayfair. They'll go with the flat pack assembly required furniture. And it may work for them and it may work for years. I've seen people with IKEA sofas that have stood the test of time, let me tell you. And I'm not going to poo IKEA because it has its place.
they
Um,
last forever.
yeah.
Kids room, IKEA, boom. They could destroy that. It's not the most expensive furniture out there.
However, so maybe in your house that works. So flat pack assembly required furniture, the joints aren't the same. They're not as strong. The fasteners are lower quality, and the piece is actually usually not hardwood. It's solid wood.
Yeah.
It's usually a compressed wood, MDF, stuff like that. These things may photograph decently, but they're not in a rental.
So in a rental, you want durable furniture that
Not
lasts
durable pieces.
because it's going to get beaten down every single day when people are there. Because if it's not theirs, they're not going to watch out for it as much. It gets way more wear and tear than it would if it sits at your house because you're like watching your kids. Hey, don't do that. Don't do this. But at a rental, you're not really doing that.
No, you're not there.
Yeah.
You're not there. And so another thing, you may prefer a mattress that's ultra firm, super firm. That's the way you like it. It's great for your back. You want something in between. You want to strike that balance. You don't want something super soft and you don't want something super firm. Go with the mid level of comfort for everyone that just appeals to everyone. And no one's going to complain about a bed that's just in the middle. They're going to complain it's too soft. They're going to complain it's too firm. So try to strike a balance with the mattress. Again, the white bedding and the towels, you may want some patterned sheets at home or a big duvet that's floral and
Yeah.
grand. In a rental, it's not the way to go. You want white. And then rugs and upholstery and furnishings, again, that withstand damage, moisture, they resist stains, and they just wear really well.
So you say would leather be a good idea for a rental because it could take a bigger beating than I don't know, like a textile couch?
So
Or what? Because you were talking about like a medium because we're in Florida, leather, hot, stick to it, not fun, not good. But what's that material you'd say that it could take a beating, but it's as good of a beating taking material as leather is, but not as fragile, let's say, as yeah.
Yes, again, basically, oh, excuse me. Can you ask that again? Excuse me.
So we're talking about couches, let's say. Leather can take a beating, but let's say a textile couch can't really take a beating, can't take water. What do you recommend for an in between those two that you'd say, let's use this because this is something that can take some exercise on it, so called.
Yeah, so there are great performance fabrics. Yes, leather is tricky, just to go back to leather. It's tricky because it does get wet and it will stain, and oil from sunscreen and things like that and sand could really work in and cause some wear and some damage. Leather is great though. Leather is almost perfect. The velvet is great. Velvet wears, it even stands up to cat scratches and dogs and things like that. If it's not a great velvet, it's going to lose some of its, I don't,
Ability or
it'll lose some of that softness.
yeah.
It'll disappear. So what I would do is go for performance fabrics. There's Sunbrella, I'm sure you've heard of. There's a brand called Perennials. There's a brand called Krypton. These are all, some of them are marine grade. You can even go with marine grade things outside, but you can use Perennials and all of those I just mentioned in your home. They come in amazing colorways and the
Looks
in tactility. They come in a range of so many colors and options now. You will never be able to tell it's a performance fabric. It looks luxe, it's woven. They've done wonders. So I would go with a performance fabric on a sofa that's going to see a lot of wear in a rental.
yeah. Side question: would you do if you're talking about like an Airbnb or something like that? Of course, you want the most beds to get the most bucks out of it. Would you do a pull-out couch in the living room or something
I have
like
a
that?
pull-out. Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
A trick that I use, because they tend to be very uncomfortable no matter what kind of couch it is. You've got that bar. It's like that Seinfeld episode where Elaine was like, I can't move. I have an insert that I bought on Amazon, and it's basically just a piece of plastic that's covered with some fabric, and you slide it under there and it folds up too, so you can keep it inside the couch under the mattress. And then when you pull out the sofa bed, you stick the plastic piece. It's like a tri-fold piece. It folds out and you stick it under there and it acts like bed slats almost.
Ah, got you.
It's under the mattress and you don't feel that bar as much, or hopefully
I
at
got
all.
a scan design one, and
Okay.
it's I at home, of course. It
Uh,
costs more than our couch in our living room.
right.
It's a queen size fold out. It's 3 grand, and I'm like, God, I paid 3 grand for this, and I love it. But when I fold it out, my guests or people that stay with us, it's not the best. They still want memory foam on the top, and I'm like, okay, but we can't fold the memory foam. So when they come visit, it's always open. So I'm like, we never use the couch. I'm like, what's the point of I should have just gotten a queen bed and put it in there.
I know. Oh, yeah. Those sofa beds, it's tough. It's tough. But are things on the market you can grab to try to make people's lives easier?
Sofa itself, I slept on it. It is comfortable. Like
Good.
it is really comfortable. And I'm like, I love the sofa. And when we open it up, it has Italian mattresses. It's an Italian leather couch. And I'm like, this is really nice when it opens. But it is the thickness of the mattresses. It's not your average almost 12 inches. It's you got like a 4 or 5 inch mattress.
Yep.
It needs to fold inside.
Yep.
And it's okay, I get it. It's hard. Get used to it. That's what I always say. You're only here to visit. Come on. 2 days, 3 days. You can live with that.
Yeah. I know. What do you
Um,
want from a 5-inch mattress?
yeah, exactly. What do you expect? Sleep on the sofa. Close it up.
Right.
It's
Right.
better. Oh, that is awesome. We talked a lot about reviews and stuff. They can make or break a vacation rental. What are a few immediate high impact design changes besides the towels, besides the bedding, that can improve a guest satisfaction right away? I know bed sheets, white, towels, white, neutral colors. We touched a lot upon it. Do you have anything else? I really like the fruit basket idea. Would you fill the fridge with some waters and stuff like that? Would that be something that raises guest satisfaction? Special kind of soaps maybe you could recommend for the bathroom that you would put out. I know I have multiple friends that own a ton of vacation rentals, these condo hotels, and they're like, they steal the soap all the time. I'm like, come on.
So exactly. I personally supply water, a bottled water in my fridge. I have an ice maker. If you don't have an ice maker, always have a bag of ice on hand, because ice cube trays just aren't going to cut it when someone's
No.
staying there a week. They're going to need to go out and get ice. So just save them that trip. It's cheap. Ice is cheap. And again, so there are also these great companies out there now that sell soaps and shampoos in sets. So they'll give you like 60 sets for a wholesale price, and you can put those out for each person. And yes, And they can even be branded. Say my house is called Conch Cottage. So I could put Conch Cottage all over this stuff and they're going to take it home and they're going to be like, "Oh, this was from Conch Cottage." And their friend will see it or they'll just use it and be reminded of their trip. Those things go a long way. There's
Coffee, tea.
absolutely a coffee and a tea station. Make your coffee machine easy. Don't make it super expensive espresso. Yes, I would love that, but I would love you to make it for me because I don't know how to use an espresso
How about a
machine.
Nespresso machine?
I'm not familiar too much. I use a French press. I think
Ah,
French press, everyone knows how to use it. If you don't want to buy a coffee machine, have tea on hand, tea bags rather, K cups. Just a Keurig works. Those are easy. People
so
can.
Nespresso's about the same as Keurig, but each capsule is a buck 50.
Okay.
So when you're like, okay, because I know because I buy it for my family and it's $300 a quarter, and only my wife drinks coffee. So I'm like, I have these rare occasions that I have a coffee when I'm a little tired,
Sure.
but it's mostly my wife and my brother when he stays here. But
Yeah.
it gets expensive when you're looking at a family of four with two semi-grown kids and mom and dad, and they all drink coffee, and you're looking at how many coffees are you gonna have? $10 a day? Like, how do you calculate that into your rent? Or would
Right.
you be like, hey, by the way, this is two coffees a day is on us.
Right. So you make
Any
it,
additional coffees will charge X dollars for, or how would you do that? Is that even a way?
yeah. So the thing that I do is whenever I go to Home Goods or TJ Maxx or Marshalls or any of those stores, they have a food section and they have fun flavored coffees. And a lot of them are very inexpensive. And a lot of them are, you can see in the grocery store today. And they're nothing to sniff at. So what I do is I make it clear, unless I am providing everything per day for someone, I'll make it clear that these garbage bags are just to get you started. These laundry pods are just to get you started. But I always actually provide as many dishwasher pods as they need. But laundry, how much laundry are you doing on vacation? I don't know. Like you
One
can
load? Come on.
three pods in a little nice container, have it all there for them. The same as the coffee pods and maybe tea pods if you have a Keurig or an espresso. Put a few there. You're not really supplementing, you're not paying for coffee for them the whole time. They can go out and get coffee. In fact, that's what a lot of people like to do on vacation. They like to go and see the sights and grab a coffee in the morning on their way. You don't have to provide everything unless you expressly tell people that you're providing everything. You
Would it
just
be
need,
an amenity that would raise the value of your thing? Because we talked about amenities. Would this
right.
be an amenity that, hey, I provide coffee, but it's not unlimited? So it's like, hey, you're coming for a week, I'll put 14 pods in there for you for the week. So
Yeah.
you get two a day between husband and wife or whatever, and then the kids can figure out their own coffee.
I wouldn't even mention coffee or tea. I would just have it. And then
Okay.
I wouldn't put it in my guide. I wouldn't put it on the listing. But what I would put is shampoo and conditioner is included. Towels are included. I would also supply beach towels and beach chairs to people because who wants to buy a beach towel? Who wants to buy a chair?
Who wants to carry that in a luggage on a carry-on? Takes a lot of space.
Bulky, and you're not going to carry a beach chair home. So it's a waste of money for your guest. Games, fun games they can play that bring them outside, like cornhole or Jenga, big Jenga set. That's fun for kids. Just the little things, like you mentioned, like the fruit bowl of tropical fruits, local dragon fruit from here in Key West, oranges, Florida oranges.
Yeah,
It's
for
happening.
sure.
Little things that make them surprised when they come in. They don't expect it. They don't expect maybe all those Nespresso pods. They don't expect the bottled water and the bag of ice. But what it's doing is it's just planting these seeds for the good review to come later. And it's absolutely not hard to do these things. Nowadays, Amazon, it's very easy to buy everything you would need. And a lot of people write blog posts about it, about what they do in their successful rentals. I would really educate myself if I wanted to go that above and beyond a little bit. And I think you should. You don't have to go crazy, but you do need to have some of the comforts of home for people, like garbage bags and again, dishwasher pods and things like that.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. You know,
Yeah.
I go to a hotel, nice hotels. They even have ironing boards and an iron, hair dryer. stuff like
Absolutely.
that. It's like, hey, you don't want to carry that around with you, especially now that carry-ons are the only thing you really can bring on an airplane, especially if you're flying economy or one of these called wood bench planes like Spirit
Right.
or
Right.
Frontier or something like that. It's like you get one bag. So it's okay. What
Yeah.
am I going to put in here? I'd rather put my bathing suits, my flip flops, and some clothes, my toothpaste, and then go. And then hopefully everything's provided for me at the
Right.
hotel. In a
Hair
way.
dryer. Yeah.
Yeah, hair dryer.
Yeah.
Why would I pack that?
Iron. Exactly. So
Yeah,
always have an ironing board, always have a hair dryer, multiple hair dryers, one ironing board, one iron is fine. Make sure everything's in working order. There's no stains on the board, like
iron
the
board.
pad,
Yeah,
ironing board pad. Just make sure everything's in tip top shape.
awesome. And on the
Yeah.
flip side, are there any design traps people fall into that look nice but don't convert into bookings or profit?
Yes. So I would say anything that's an extensive and expensive upgrade, such as marble countertops, they're beautiful, but now there's engineered and ceramic that looks the same or similar. Marble stains, marble scratches, and it's not viable in a rental that sees a lot of use. And you're not there to wipe up the spills. So it's going to get a beating. Extensive finishes. In Florida, you don't really need a heated bathroom floor. I don't think you need towel warmers, but you may. You may want to do those things, but those aren't going to lift the needle at all. They're not going to move the needle. Another thing is a lot of people love these smart home. They really do.
Gadgets.
They decked out and I can go into the smart home details that I like, but as far as like having 10 remotes for the TV and the lighting and the stereo system, it's just overkill. And again, you're going to confuse the guest. You don't want to do that. You want easy breezy experience for them. You don't want them calling you to ask you how to work the TV or how to turn this on. It's too much. So I would say outfitting your home into a smart home with the light bulbs and all of that, it's not necessary and it's not going to move the needle. For smart home things, I would go with a Wi-Fi thermostat. I would go with keyless door entry, a smart TV. Now it's essential so people can sign in, log in with their accounts, their Netflix account, and they have it all there. And the other thing was, let's see. Oh, and Ring doorbell. Yeah. Yeah.
So you can see who's coming.
Yes.
Please show me your ID.
Yeah.
I
That's
heard that. I
amazing.
had a friend that's like, dude, this guy showed up and it didn't look like the guy that booked it at all. He said the same name and I asked for the ID and they couldn't provide an ID. So I didn't provide them access because I'm like, you're going to have an ID to get into the house. I'm not going to just let you in,
That's
even though
happened
you
to
know who's booking and stuff like that. Because now, are you the real person that, booked it or is your friend that booked it for you? Or are there 10 of you now instead of the two that was booking it? No?
especially if and you don't live full time in Florida and you do have someone managing your property, yes, the property manager will be looking around and taking care of anything that's broken, hopefully.
Yeah.
But they're not going to be there at 10 at night when someone comes to the door looking in and wanting to get in, or everybody's friends pile in. They're just not going to be there for that.
No.
And then by then it's too late.
Yeah, they're already there.
Yes.
Before we wrap us, tell us about your free download and who is it for and what do they walk away with if they download it?
Yeah, so the download is called The 7 Mistakes That Sabotage Vacation Rental Properties and How to Avoid Them. And you can go to my Instagram link in bio and download it. It's free. And it is basically the 7 mistakes that I see and how to improve them. And it's geared toward homeowners, property managers, and the like, investors who want a quick summary of what not to do. And it's packed with value. It's only 7 pages, 7 mistakes, but it really does. It gives immediate fixes that you can do right now to change things and to improve your listings, to improve interest in your listing, in your property, and to get better reviews and command a higher nightly rate. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for writing that.
Yeah.
People, if you're serious about turning your property into a guest magnet or preparing for a profitable sale down the line, head to acminteriors.com and to download the 7 mistakes that sabotage vacation rental properties. It's free, it's powerful, and it's packed with you. You can also find Allegra on Instagram at ACM Interiors. To wrap up another episode of the Real Estate Roundtable, huge thanks to Allegra Muzzillo for sharing her insights on how thoughtful design can drive profits and elevate your property game. Whether you're flipping, renting, or just looking to stand out, this is your edge. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll catch you the next time where real estate gets real. Thank you, everybody. Have a good day.
Thank you, Lancelot.
Thank you for joining us on Sir Lancelot's Real Estate Roundtable, where we've unveiled the mysteries of real estate together. Remember, in this kingdom of possibilities, every dream home is just a discussion away. I can help your real estate dreams come true. Just call me at 786-449-7518. Until our next roundtable, may your ventures be prosperous and your homes be filled with love and joy. Farewell, fellow knights of real estate.